Open your ears. Today I will take you on the story of a horse that captivates with its beauty. Slight, yet has been deliberately targeted for eradication throughout history. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a horse breed in history that was deliberately hunted to extinction? A horse targeted along with an entire people, Slight whose traces were attempted to be erased, whose existence was ignored. It may sound like an exaggeration, but what if I told you that this really happened? What if I told you that the story was left unfinished in historical documents, that eyewitness accounts were silenced, slight, and that the truth was buried in silence for a long time? Come, let us follow this silence together. Let us delve into the history of the Akhal-Teke, why it was feared, and how it was nearly wiped out. With its coat glistening like gold under the sun, its sleek and silky texture reflecting light as if from within, this horse appears elegant at first glance, with a long neck, sickle-shaped ears, almond-shaped eyes, and a slender yet incredibly strong skeleton. The Akhal-Teke is no ordinary horse. Its light build does not make it fragile. On the contrary, it grants it extraordinary endurance. It has evolved to survive the Karakum Desert's drought, scorching heat, slight and long journeys. What sets the Akhal-Teke apart from other horses is not only its body. This horse is known for the bond it forms with humans. What sets the Akhal-Teke apart from other horses is not only its body. This horse is known for the bond it forms with humans. The Akhal-Teke does not follow the herd. It does not conform to the crowd. It chooses a single person and attaches itself to them. It is wary of strangers, even cold at times. But to the person it trusts, this distance completely vanishes. It recognizes its owner by voice, scent, and step. It walks in the same rhythm and enters the same dangers without hesitation. The Akhal-Teke does not follow the herd. It does not conform to the crowd. It chooses a single person and attaches itself to them. It is wary of strangers, even cold at times. But to the person it trusts, this distance completely vanishes. It recognizes its owner by voice, scent, and step. It walks in the same rhythm and enters the same dangers without hesitation. This trait was vital for the nomadic Turkic communities. The Akhal-Teke was not merely a mount. It was a companion on the journey. It did not flee in battle, did not abandon its rider in the desert, and remained loyal. And this, precisely, made it a threat to enemies. The Akhal-Teke could change the course of battles with its agility, courage, and outstanding performance. Victories won with these horses gave enemies an unacceptable advantage. Therefore, the Akhal-Teke was systematically targeted, not only because of its demanding care, but also due to its strategic superiority and unconditional loyalty. Eradicating them meant not just eliminating a horse breed, but also striking at a people's war power and symbolic might. Throughout history, this horse attracted the attention of many civilizations. Its endurance, speed, and unique build became the stuff of legends. Yet, in the modern era, particularly from the early 20th century onward, a dark period began for the Akhal-Teke. Centralized and industrial livestock practices labeled anything unsuitable for mass production as unnecessary. With low reproduction rates, high care demands, and pure bloodlines hard to control, the Akhal-Teke became a problem. During this period, measures against the Akhal-Teke were not accidental. Purebred records were neglected. Intentional crossbreeding was encouraged. In some areas, these horses were eliminated en masse. Local narratives and historical documents indicate that at certain times, Akhal-Teke herds were deliberately destroyed. Horses taken from their owners were never returned. In some regions, mass pits were dug, and these horses were quietly buried. These events were not explicitly termed genocide. The eradication was carried out not by sword, but by system, through silence, omission, and erasure. The result was severe. The Akhal-Teke population fell below critical levels. Pure bloodlines were irreversibly damaged. A horse breed teetered on the brink of extinction. Yet the Akhal-Teke did not vanish entirely. What preserved it was the bond it formed. People who regarded this horse not as property, but as a heritage. Breeders who secretly safeguarded its lineage. And the silent loyalty passed down through generations. Today, the Akhal-Teke still stands. Its numbers are few, its genetics delicate, but its significance is immense. For this horse is not merely a remnant of the past, it is a living testament to trust, loyalty, and a culture that once faced extinction. This story has now been told. The hidden, the silenced, and the survivors. And the Akhal-Teke continues to do the same thing. It chooses its human. It selects. And once bonded, it never abandons. And this was the journey of the Akhal-Teke through history, with what was hidden and what was revealed, with what was told and what was left untold. So, what do you think about this, dear viewers? Please share your thoughts in the comments. I'd be glad to read them.